My name is Lucas Weatherford. I'm the owner of Accu Tint window tinting in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. I've been tinting windows for 25 years, I think. And I joined the Autobahn dealer network in the summer of 2011. The films that we install on a daily basis is all three of the products. We try to strive to educate our customers on the different films and performance values, and we do the demonstrations to help them understand what they're purchasing. I've always been real big on education when it comes to, with the consumer. That way they can make an intelligent decision on what they want on their vehicle, because most people don't really have an idea. They just kind of think it's a piece of plastic that goes on the windows and the sun magically goes away. And then when you inform them of the different technologies, they usually go for an upsell. And I get thanked a lot for, hey, I didn't know anything about it. And I tell my customers, it's more important to me to educate you. That way you shop with whether we're shopping with whether me or somebody else. At least now you have a better understanding of the film industry itself. What it means to me to be an Autobahn dealer, a privilege. It's a privilege for me to be a dealer of an elite status, an elite product, an elite group of people to work with. It's more like a family-oriented, corporation than it is, just a name and a number. And I really, really enjoy that aspect of being with the network and the program. I think it's when it comes to a marketing perspective, definitely be very cautious on the companies that you hire and make sure that they do what they're supposed to do. You got to be vigilant with that. And then I would say social media is always a really good outlet, for a lower cost, to be able to kind of spread the word a little bit in the local community. Believe it or not, even some people still use a phone book. You can get the white pages on your phone, but I still get a lot of the older couples that still have me in the phone book, and that's how they found me. But I would say, since I've been here so long, I'm kind of a staple in the area, and a lot of my business is referrals and word of mouth. What it means to me when customers return like that, it's very flattering, and like I said earlier, it gives me self-gratification when I can make my customers just that happy, to where they're like, this is the guy I'm going to use for life. And it's a privilege. It really is. But like I said, I've always been straightforward, and making sure that they understand what they're purchasing, and they get the best install they can get. The most rewarding part is seeing the growth of the industry itself, like not with just the Autobahn, but just the industry itself has grown so much. And to, like I said, to be a part of it it's a privilege for me, because when I started doing this, things were a lot different, and the technologies, the marketing, the products themselves, it's constantly evolving. And the evolution has been, like I said, a privilege to watch and be a part of. How I build the relationship with my customers is I'm honest with them. I tell them exactly what I think would be best for them. If they ask my opinions, if they're indecisive on what they want, I make sure I show them, and that way they see the different products, they feel the different products, they're understanding what they're purchasing. And a lot of times when you do spend that technical time in educating them, they're very thankful for it. And I think a lot of times that's the reason why I have repeat customers, because they know that I'm going to shoot them straight and give them exactly what they want. Knowing your vehicles is a lot of it. Definitely on forums, follow what people have bumped into and issues that may or may not arise on certain applications. Definitely use a soak rope on a lot of your applications, because that really helps minimize damage to vehicles. I prefer a two-stage. In my opinion, if it's tunneled right, it will go on just fine without little crinkles. But it depends on the application. There's been some vehicles, I can think of a Fiat four-door, the bigger SUV one, those rear doors almost have to be bottom loaded. And so it just depends on the application on which direction I'm gonna go. Well, when it came to PPF, it was something new. And so it was the industry and it was something new. I've already mastered the craft with automotive, and so why not learn how to do something new and master that craft as well? More money, more education, more experience, and another wrinkle in my brain. I'm always down to make myself smarter. What's been the most challenging from 2007 to 2024? The application of the vehicles are getting more and more difficult because they're almost putting windows in some really difficult to reach spaces. It's almost like there's an engineer that sits back and messes with window tinners, you know. That's pretty much about it. You know, the rubber's being a little tighter. Cars are being more well built on that aspect. So I think that's probably the most difficult part from 2007 to 2024 is the way the car manufacturers are changing things. But it's just like I tell my installers when I train them. It's not our job is to put the film on and is to figure out how to put the film on. That's our job. And so I figured out. That's kind of the way I do it. I would say I do a lot of classic vehicles. I do a lot of new ones too, but I do a lot of classic vehicles because when I came into the business, a lot of the old heads were starting to get older now. Like they would be 40 in the 90s when I started doing this, and late 90s. And so I learned a lot of those techniques, you know, stretching the film to make a tack, wet shaping it. Everything was wet shaped at that time. Dry shrinking came around about 2-3 years after I started tinting windows, so I had to teach myself how to do that, which is obviously everybody's go-to now. But even still, I like to test my gangster and wet shrink a window just to see if I still got it. What brings me the most joy and passion for this year, I think, is what I've always done, is networking with people, meeting new people, hearing new ideas, watching new techniques, because I'm a firm believer that even though we all tint windows and we all do it, it's the same way, we all do things a little bit differently, and we can always teach each other and help the industry itself grow. Everybody keep up the good work, try hard, do the best you can, and always keep a smile on your face even when it can get frustrating.